So when dogs eat grass, that means they're sick, right? Is that the truth? Veterinarian Matt Nelson is here today with the myths of pet health. And we're going to start with that one about dogs eating grass. You see that all the time, Matt.
Yeah, it must be a delicacy for dogs because we hear about it all the time. And people think that, oh, yeah, they're eating grass because they've got a stomach upset and they want to vomit. But there's no truth to that. I think they just like the cool grass and some of them might be part cow. I don't know.
There's a little dog next door to us, and it seems like whenever she gets excited, when she sees us, she gets excited, she starts eating grass.
Yeah,
wow.
Nobody really knows why they eat grass. I mean, most dog foods out there are pretty well balanced, so people that think it's a vitamin deficiency, not
Is it
so
okay
much,
if they eat grass? I mean, it's all right.
It really is okay. I mean, there's nothing toxic unless the grass has been treated, but that sometimes will cause a little bit of vomiting, but it's just something for them to do, I think.
Something for them to do when they're bored.
That's right.
Okay, now let's hit this one. Cats always land on their feet.
Yeah, I mean, that's somewhat true because I wouldn't suggest it, but if you drop a cat from a certain distance, if they're on their back, then they'll flip over and land on their feet. But there's actually a syndrome and it's called high-rise syndrome. So cats that fall from 6 stories or below are more likely to be hurt, injured than cats that fall from 6 stories or above.
Interesting.
And we don't really know why. We think that maybe 6 stories and above they can spread out and they're almost like a flying squirrel, kind of a parachute effect. The fact that they might relax a little bit. But anything less than 6 stories, which are most of the falls, we have a lot of wrist injuries, a lot of broken jaws because of the force they'll land and hit.
So it is a myth that they always land on their feet.
Right. I mean, they will get some injured backs because for the cats that don't get righted in time, I mean, they've got an amazing reflex to right themselves.
They are incredible, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because we've all seen that slow-mo video of a cat falling and how they'll twist and right themselves.
And they can do it pretty quick, but some of them don't always land on their feet.
All right, how many times have we heard this? This one's about dogs. That if they bite you or lick you or whatever, they have cleaner mouths than you do.
Right, we hear that all the time, and I don't know if there's a specific study for it, but I've seen some mouths from dogs that I wouldn't want to come within 10 feet of. So.
Yeah, sometimes you smell their breath, it's like, that can't be a clean mouth.
Yeah, and a big thing with dirty mouths is that if the dogs or cats have cut on them and they lick their cut, people think that they're keeping it clean.
It's healing.
Right, but I don't know how many times we've seen things get worse from dogs licking their incisions.
So that's a myth. Dogs have dirty mouths.
Right.
And wash them out with soap.
Yep, and I always say if your dog has dog breath, that's not good. That's dirty bacteria in their mouth.
All right. Okay. And that cats need milk in their diet. In all the old cartoons, a cat was always lapping up a little bowl of milk.
Right. It's almost sacrilegious for me to say not give your cat milk, but cats love milk, that's for sure, and dogs do too. But as cats get older, they get a little bit more lactose intolerant. So milk can cause vomiting, diarrhea, digestive upset. So, I mean, while you're treating your cat and spoiling them a little bit of milk can cause some GI problems.
Okay, so while they like it, you really shouldn't give them milk.
I wouldn't. I mean, cats, as long as they're making it to the litter box, you might not notice, but dogs will have loose stools that they're not so fun to clean
from
up.
milk.
Yep.
Okay. All right. How about this? I've seen people feel their dogs or their cats' noses to see if they're sick. So if they have a dry nose, it's supposed to mean that they might not be well, right?
Right. Yeah, we all think that dogs should have nice, wet, cold noses, and
that means they're healthy.
That means they're healthy and happy, but owners start to get worried if they notice the dog's noses are getting dry, warm to the touch. While that's not always indicative of something that's causing them to be sick, I mean, it is something we sometimes tell people to watch for. If they can,
so that's a semi-myth.
Yeah, because they can somewhat tell if their dog has a fever or not, if their nose is warm, but who's the judge,
Okay. That does seem a little weird.
Yeah.
To feel a nose.
It is.
Okay. So, but sometimes it is not. It is true. Sometimes it's true.
Sometimes, but if people say their dog's nose feels warm or dry, we don't put much stock in it.
Okay. Got it. And then how about the old classic dog scooting on the carpet? We think that he must have worms or he has something down there it doesn't just mean he has an itch.
Well, yeah, this is kind of a funny one to end on, no pun intended.
I thought so, yeah.
But the dogs that scoot, there can be a number of different reasons for it. Some can be allergies, some can be rear end problems, some can be worms. But, it's, again, sometimes a dog thing. They'll just
a
scoot
dog thing.
and they'll put their smell somewhere where it's not supposed to be for sure, but it's not always indicative of a problem.
But we just don't like it. You hate to see that, don't you?
It is
right?
gross, yeah.
It is kind of gross.
Yeah.
So you had some other ones, and maybe we'll hit those some other time.
Sure, it's a fun
These
list.
are good.
Yep, and we've got a lot more information on our Facebook page. So
Very nice.
if
Dr.
you-
Matt Nelson, Geneseo. Thank you so much,
you.
Matt. That was good. All right, weather time. Let's find out.